Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Monday and during 2022, Mondays are going to be Matters Monday because we will be coloring Art Matters every Monday until this book is done. Hopefully, we'll get through it this year. If not, we'll continue it next year because art matters. So we will be coloring a page in here as well as reading a page in there. And I wanted to let you know that the Derwent Light Fast has won the pencil of the week. So that is what we will be coloring with this week. And the artist of the month is Karen E. Myers. Now, this was voted on the community page, and those are the two things that have won. So we will be picking a page in here tomorrow and starting a page in one of these fantastic books by Karen Myers. All right, so let's put those to the side. And we'll take a look at the Derwent. The Derwent Lightfast, just one moment. I have a tickle. All right, so the Derwent Lightfast, I don't have a full 100 set. I only have the 72 set. I am waiting for the other 28 colors, but they're not here yet. So to compensate for that and to compensate a lack of colors in the Lightfast, I will be compensating with the Lyra colored pencils. It's a 72 set as well. And I just finished watching Shannon color her picture with these, and they do combine quite nicely, and they do have a really good level of pinks and different colors that are missing from the Derwent Lightfast. So we will be combining those two colored pencils, which is not normal for me. I understand. I don't normally like doing that. But like I said, this isn't a full set and it is lacking in a few different color families that I use a lot. So that is why we will be doing that. All right, so we've got our Art Matters book here, and this is the page that we're going to be coloring, and this is the page that we will be reading. So let's read first. It says, I love the way words and pictures work together on a page. I have also noticed how when wise words have visuals added to them, they seem to travel further online, like paper aeroplanes catching an upwind. Neil's words are some of the wisest I've found, and the response when I illustrate them and post online has been wonderful. It is an even greater pleasure to see them collected in the pages of a small, elegantly bound book by Chris Riddell. So Chris Riddell is the illustrator for Art Matters, for A Hug a Day, and many other different books. He has books of his own, but he also illustrates other books. So we are working with Neil Gaiman. I'm not positive on how that's pronounced. Art Matters because your imagination can change the world. Illustrated by Chris Riddell. And this book is broken down into several different areas. For example, the credo, why our future depends on libraries and reading and daydreaming, making a chair, going wadwoo, making good art. So they will be broken down into those little sections. So the first section is credo, which is the credo for the book. And of course it's got lots of wonderful, wonderful pages to color. So let's start with this one. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera here so that we can see what we're doing. All right, So let's start on her face. I'll grab my swatches here so I know what colors I'm using. So let's start with this one, I think. Maybe. No, I think I want, yeah, let's start with Mars Lavender. I don't know why these are all out of order. All right, so we're going to start with Mars Lavender at her hairline for her shadows. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful start to their week. Of course, it's a Monday, so hopefully this little bit of reading and insight is helpful. So the paper in this book is pretty much the same as the paper in the Hug book. So you will have to be fairly light-handed while coloring in this book. And the Derwents seem to work well for that. So this is the first page that I've actually fully colored with the Derwents. So I have the color soft as well, and I haven't colored a lot of pages with them either. So I think this year I'm going to try to make sure I get a little bit of time just actually coloring with my supplies, not just showing them. And that's why I like doing the pencil of the week or the book, you know, and that sort of thing, so that we can spend a week, at least a week, playing with each set. I am going to try not to buy any more pencils this year. I did buy some that haven't arrived yet last year, but for the rest of this year, I'm going to try not to buy any new ones. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure I've got enough to get me through quite a while. Now, other mediums I can't guarantee. All right, so I think we've got most of our shadow areas done. I'll do this arm over here. And it's just a matter of light layering, getting that color built up. All right, now we're going to go into our pink tones. I need dusky pink. I'm just going right into that lavender. I'm going to extend it out into her face. So we've used the Mars Violet, and we're using Dusky Pink. Now, as you know, I don't write these things down, so there will not be a list on the description because I will forget by the time I'm done. I will read them off as I'm using them, so hopefully you can catch it. I don't know if my microphone just turned off or not. It's very strange. Hopefully it was on. Every once in a while it does weird things. So this is the new microphone. I told my husband I would test it out for a week, and if it worked, great. If not, then we'll send it back. Just extending out that dark shadow areas in her arms. So far I have only used the Derwents. Okay. And then we're going to use Pale Peach. Actually, we're not going to use Pale Peach yet. We're going to use... I think I have these backwards. Yeah. I have them backwards. That's okay. I'm going to use Salmon. I'm going to turn on the light here so I can see what I'm doing. Hopefully it doesn't blind y'all. Now you got to remember this paper is not going to take a lot of really heavy layers. So if you are a heavy-handed individual, make sure that you choose the best colors for the areas that you're doing. I would strongly suggest, if you're heavy-handed, that you photocopy the book and print it on your own paper because it's not going to work very well. The ink does move, so you may find that you have some areas that look a little muddy, and that's just because the ink moves. And I should have a page behind it here, but it's just the cover page, so I'm not worried about it. But typically, if I'm coloring something that has another page behind it, I'll put a piece of paper behind it to keep it from rubbing that ink onto the other page. And then we'll go over here as well. And then we're going to use our pale peach. Like so. Once again, I've only used the Derwents so far. I think the main colors that I'll be using out of the Lyra or Lyra, whichever, is the pinks and the purples. All right. Now we're going to, I think, get some heather out of the Derwents and Rose Madder Lake. Pink Madder Lake, and that's Rose Madder Lake. Okay. So we're going to use the Rose Madder Lake, which is from the Lyra Pro Color, for our darkest areas. On her lips here. And we're going to use a little bit of the Derwent Heather. And then we're going to use the Pink Madder Lake from the Lyra. And then we're just going to go back into place some of those dark areas. There we go. All right, so that's the Lyras. And that's this one. All right, now for her hair, we're going to use, let's do some browns. Need this one here too. So let's start with Sienna. And Venetian brown. And the dark is going to be the Ruby Earth. So we're going to start with the Ruby Earth. These are also with the Derwent. I'm just going around into some of the curls. I missed her ear. I completely missed her ear. I'll fix that later. Can't believe I missed an ear. I'm always missing ears. So I'm just going through the areas that would be darkest in the hair, which is all of the overlaps of the curls. have some crazy hair going on here. Sometimes I wish my hair was this curly, and then every once in a while it'll decide to be this curly, and I go, why is my hair being so curly? Sounds like a good idea until you're trying to contain it. But isn't that the way with everything? All right. Now we're going to do a layer of the sienna, which is our light color. And if need be, we'll come back through with the darker color. I have another medium color that is going to be used as well. Just trying to be very gentle, light-handed with it because the paper is just really, really thin. I'm just going over. Oh, how boring. Yeah, other people make hair so fascinating. I just don't. I just put it on. I do the flicky thing, but with these little tiny pictures, sometimes if you go too detailed, it doesn't look right. So sometimes less is more. She has one good head of hair, that's for sure. And I could have sharpened the pencil and did this all in flicks, but it would just take so long, and the paper just wouldn't take it. So it's best just to work with the paper and not against it. Just look at what the paper will hold, what it'll take. Now, because I have done the hugs, 100 hugs, I'm pretty familiar with the paper in these books, so I know pretty much I can get 2 or 3 colors very lightly on the page, like in an area. So I know that I have to have a very gentle light hand with the colors that I'm choosing. So I have to make sure they're a little bit darker than the color that I want to start with. You have to choose the colors that you want it to become, and sometimes you have to choose a darker color just so that you don't have to put down as many layers to obtain that color. So I'm just going over it one more time just to get that little bit of a brighter color. Building that color up. You just have to be careful while you're coloring. Make sure that you have your pencil as lightly to the page as you can and still, put down color. Because like I said, the tooth of this paper will fill up really fast. Alright. We have a bunch of other things that we're going to be doing today as well. I will be doing a couple of separate videos throughout the day, one of which is a product that was sent to me by Grabby, or Gravy, however you want to say it, a art sales company. They sell all different types of art supplies. So I will be doing a quick review on the product that they sent me to review. And I'll tell you where to get it, how to get it, how to get a discount on it, stuff like that. Alright, so there's our main color there. Now we're going to grab the Venetian red. We're just going to darken up some areas with some flicky flicks. I may have to sharpen this so it's a little bit better of a point. Give it a bit of a more point. Because I want it nice and sharp. More like that. I got so much to do today. They still have not created the 48-hour day, so unfortunately, I may not get it all done today. Oh, we'll see. The other video that I wanted to make today, and I may just include it into this one depending upon how long this takes, is I want to go through the completed pages from last month. I'm not going to do a year-end completed pages because I've actually given some away, so I can't really show them. So that's not going to happen. But I can do a month-end one for December. I will be storing my completed pages in a different way this year so that I can do end of year properly next year. Because typically I just stick them all in my binder, and if people want them, they can have them. And the same sort of thing is going to happen. It's just if people want them next year, they can have them. I will try not to give any of the newly colored ones away. I find it very flattering when people want a piece of my coloring. All right. I think that's about it for her hair. Okay. Now we're going to do her shirt. Back over there, and we're going to take some purples from the Lyra. Magenta. Magenta and violet. Let's see, what do we have over here? Yeah, we'll use the violet from the violet from the purple as well, or the Derwent, or the dark. Okay, so we have our Derwent violet, and we have a violet from the Lyra, and then the magenta. So we're going to start with the Derwent because it's the darkest of the colors. We're going to color her shirt purple. I'm just putting in the shadowy areas here, folds and whatnot. Try to keep you in screen. Sorry about that, guys. I moved it. All right. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel comfortable. I think it might just be zoomed in too far. Let's zoom it out a little bit. Let's zoom it out a little bit. That could be the reason. There we go. That's a little better. Little better. That way I'm not. Let's do this as well. Alright, now you don't have to look at so much of the green space there. Alright, now we're going to go in with our magenta. Right off of that dark shadow areas. They do seem to work very nicely together. They complement each other, which is great. And it gives you that ability to have some colors that aren't available in one set but are available in another, which is also very helpful when you don't have a full set. Or even when you have a full set, because sometimes the colors are a little lacking in one area or the other. One of the pet peeves I have about this set is that it's lacking in those soft pinky colors. But the Lyra seems to make up for it quite a bit. Alright, now we're going to take the Lyra magenta. Or did I just use the Lyra magenta? Nope, I used the wrong one. I want the Lyra magenta to be off of the violet from the Derwent. So I'm going to actually add that Derwent back in there. Because, yeah, grabbed the wrong pencil. Oh well, it happens. I was wondering why that was so light. It looks so dark on the paper because I had the wrong pencil. So don't do what I just did. Use your Lyra magenta, not your Lyra violet, on top of the Derwent violet. So I'm just going to take that Derwent again and just fill in some of that shadow area. Like so. And now we're going to take the Lyra violet and we're going to fill it in.
fill in any white spot because it's a larger area. And then over here.
Okay. Now I want a nice blue for her eyes. And unfortunately, her eyes are really, really small, so can't really see it too well. So let's do our denim, denim blue. Should be this one. Nope, that's not it. So we've got denim blue for the overalls, and we'll use mid blue 70% for the light areas. Again, this is the Derwent. So I'm just doing the dark areas. So he's got a lot of movement on this garment. There we go. It's going to turn you here so I can get to the bottom here. Of course, I'm coloring the rest of the pages. Alright, almost all done this one. Okay, and there we have her jumper. we're going to put in some black for her buttons. And some gray for the clasp.
This one might, yeah. It says cloud gray, but it looks like a silver, but we'll say it's cloud gray.
And then for our pencil, let's make it a nice red pencil. And let's give it a black barrel.
Let's give it some black wood here. It's now a Faber-Castell or a Black Widow.
And okay, there we have it. So there we have our first coloring in the Art Matters. So this is January the 3rd.
03/22 in Derwent Light Fest with Lyra.
So there is our first page. Now I'll switch you over to the main camera here so you can see a little bit better how it looks. All right, so there is our first page in Art Matters, and we have about 10 minutes, so I think what I'll do is I will go through very quickly the pictures that I colored last month. So our December colored pictures here, we have Santa's Christmas. Ruth Saunderson was our featured artist last month. So we have the wonderful snowman, and there's some sparkles in there. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. So we did the snowman in Santa's Christmas. In Merry Christmas, we did Santa Claus delivering his presents. So that was done in Merry Christmas. And I finished this one off. I had a little camping scene here and one other scene, I don't remember which one. This one is done by Rita Berman. It is one of her free downloads. So I did finish that one off in December. I don't know if it counts, but this one here was a buddy color from a, let's see if I have the book. Of course I don't. From a coloring book, and I can't remember the name of it. Let's see, I'll grab it. Let's see where it is. All right. Should be right. Oh, there it is. So Holly Jolly Christmas. and it is a authorless book, so it is, I think this is a Black Rivers book. Yes, Black River Art is the company. So that is a Black River Art from Molly or Holly Jolly Christmas. And it was a buddy color that was requested before we chose the artist of the month. So that is that one. And there's little sparkles on the Christmas balls. Me and my sparkles. And then another one that we did from Bruce Sanderson. This one is from, where did I put the book? This one is from Magic Christmas. And I think I put the book away and forgot to pull it out again. Yep. Christmas Magic is what that one is from. So that is from this book. And we have our snowman. Brain was not letting me say it. Our snowman family there, sending or giving gifts to each other and thanking for the snow. It does have some sparkle on it. I don't know if you can see it, but I did put sparkle on the snow as well as some of the little baubles. This one here is also from Christmas Magic, and that is our nutcrackers all finished up. And then we have a couple of little ones. This one here was also finished. This one's not quite a little one. This one was finished in December, and it was started, I think, in November. So I did get this one finished as well. And then we have this one here, which is the Fairies Coloring Book in Grayscale by Jana Proseverini. Uh, Jana, I am really sorry. Beautiful little tiny fairy there. Got that finished up. And last but not least, we got this little house. It's so cute. This house car all done up. And that is on RJ Hampson's Fantasy Tiny Homes. So those are my colored for the month of December. I didn't get a whole lot done, but I did get some things done. Actually, I got more than I thought I did done. So I was quite surprised on how much I actually did get done. Of course, tomorrow will be Not Your Typical Tuesday, which we will be choosing a picture from the Mystical Lands series by Karen E. Myers, and starting on a Not Your Typical Tuesday picture. So that picture, of course, will be colored throughout the week. I will try to get one or two different pictures colored during the week, or at least started during the week. But I at least want to complete one whole picture. So, other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, and we got this one done today because art matters. Thank you very much for joining me on Monday Matters or Matters Monday. It's going to take me a while to get a hang of it. So it will be a hashtag from now on until this book is done of hashtag Matters Monday 2022. So if you are going to color along, welcome. If you're just going to watch, welcome. You don't have to color along or anything like that. Each week, of course, there will be a new set of pencils because we are going to be changing those out every week. All right, so next week's picture will be done with a different set of pencils and will be in the Credos. So it will be the first one in our Credos. So we will be doing that one next week. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I do have a challenge going on to get our channel up to 5,000 subscribers this year. If you want to see the details of that challenge, um, it is listed over in the community tab of the prize that I will be giving away and all that fun stuff. Of course, I will be having a live stream for that giveaway, so don't worry about it. You haven't missed it. You have not missed out on any information. I haven't posted anything yet because there isn't anything to post yet. So, but keep an eye open because there will be soon. As soon as we get up there, I will be posting all the information for you. All right, guys, other than that, thank you all very much for watching. Um, of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That is how you can best support any channel on YouTube, especially mine, is hit that like button. It tells me what you enjoy on the content and it tells me what you don't, so I can adjust the content accordingly. And of course, leave me a comment for anything that you want to see on the channel that you haven't seen before or you want me to revisit. That would definitely help me out in knowing what content to give you. If you want to financially support the channel with a monetized financial contribution, you can do so by hitting the join button. And of course, there are 3 different tiers that you can join. Of course, there's the mermaids, the unicorns, the mermaids, and the fairies. And of course, there is a monthly cost for that membership. If you want to make a one-time donation to the channel, you can do so by hitting my PayPal link and sending me a PayPal donation. All funds are greatly appreciated. And of course, go to supporting the channel, making sure that I have things for giveaways as well as content. Other than that, guys, that's the only blurb I'm going to do, I promise. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And of course, remember to always relax, color, and stay safe. Until tomorrow, bye-bye for now.